Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Principles of dividend policy. What are the good principles for a dividend policy? Following are the principles of a dividend policy, or we can say somehow these are the common rules which we have to apply in order to have a suitable dividend policy in the business. Point number one, increase in the value of the company. Whatever is the dividend policy of the company, finally the dividend policy should increase the value of the company. Value of the company simply means wealth maximization, right? One of the principles of a good dividend policy is increase in the value of the company. Whatever is your dividend policy, or a good dividend policy is that policy which increase the value of the company in the long term. Point number one. Point number two, balance between shareholder and company's needs. A good dividend policy should always maintain a balance between need of the shareholder as well as need of the company. What is need of the company? Always there is a need for fund to pay for day-to-day expenses, to pay their short-term liabilities, to make extra investment or expand the business and so on. And what is the need of the shareholder? Need of the shareholder may need fund to pay, we can say, to consume for day-to-day expenses, for the food expenses, for, we can say, basic needs, right? Or they may, for example, go for the extra investment by themselves, or there might be several other reasons, right? So we have to satisfy the shareholders as well as we have to satisfy the company itself. That is point number two. Point number three is long-term perspective. Whatever is the dividend policy of the company, we should not focus on the short term, so we should focus on the long term, right? So the short term, we in the short term we can suffer, we can say, we can dissatisfy the shareholders in the short term, but in the long term, of course, they should be satisfied, right? In the short term, of course, the people may say some negative, but in the long term, of course, we should have a positive, we can say, positive perspective regarding our company, or we can say, in the short term there might be some drawback in our policy, but in the long term, so there might be some fruitful yield from our decisions or policies. So we have to always focus on the long term, not only in the short term. The next one, point number four, avoid erratic and frequent changes. Basically, what do you mean by avoid erratic and frequent change? It means we should not frequently change the dividend policy of the company. For example, 1 year regular, next year irregular, the next one, for example, extra dividend, and so on. So basically, there should be some, we can say, moderate sort of dividend policy, that in order to, we can say, we should not discourage the shareholders that what the hell decision they're making. Sometimes they're paying, we can say, regular, sometimes it is totally irregular, right? So we should avoid the erratic and frequent change in the dividend policy of the company, right? So we should select a moderate dividend policy for the business. Avoid escaping dividend. Always we can say, pay at least some amount of profit, some amount of dividend to the shareholders. Never we should escape dividend. If you escape the dividend, definitely the shareholders will be dissatisfied. If they are dissatisfied, definitely we cannot achieve the long-term objective of the business. What is the long-term objective of the business? Long-term objective simply means wealth maximization. Wealth maximization means increase in the price of the share. You can increase the price of the share only if the shareholders are satisfied. But if you escape dividend, if you do not pay dividends, so definitely the shareholder will be dissatisfied. If they are dissatisfied, definitely they will discourage the other people to sell, to purchase the share of your company, and even they will sell their shares in the market. If they sell their shares and the other people are not willing to purchase the share of your company, definitely demand decrease for the share. If demand decrease for the share, market price of the share, finally market price of the company decrease. So that is why we should avoid escaping dividend. And more important is communication. Always we should be in communication with the shareholder. It means the board of directors should be in communication with the shareholder. And always we should explain whether if we pay dividend, that is good for the shareholders, or if we maintain in the business that is good for the shareholders. Always we have to convince them, we have to satisfy the shareholders through a better communication.